Did I lose Mel? Hey, I lost Mel. Hold on, guys. Mel decided to leave me. So that leaves us with just a view of me. Oh, there you are. Okay.
I'm like, what the heck just happened? Of
You
course, right when
just
we hit the live button, it's
you
like,
just left me. I know. I wonder. That's weird. I wonder why that happened. Um, Regardless of why it happened or why it didn't, we're here now, and that's all that matters in our life. How are you doing, millionaire? How are you?
I'm actually wonderful. I've got my Starbucks, so had to make a special stop for that. So I'm feeling good. Had a
Yes.
little soup, so I'm feeling all like good to the bones, you know.
Good. It's chicken noodle soup. That's like a Campbell's chicken
Yeah,
noodle soup commercial or something, right?
yeah.
I know you don't eat that Campbell's crap though. I know you get some like homemade.
Like this stuff is like the $10 soup, you know, like it's
Exactly. I was like, wait a second. I know he's not eating Campbell's. Like I know Mel. I know Mel. So let's get down to biz because you actually had sent me our talks are always going to start with a text message.
yeah.
That's just how Mel and I communicate. He's in Atlanta, I'm in New Jersey, wishing that I were in Florida
Yeah.
sometimes because I'm dreading the cold is going to happen soon actually. And I
Yeah.
know that you're there with Ron and a few other of the powerhouses, but you had sent me a text message about something that you read, was it?
Well, I
Where
was
did this
actually,
idea come from?
yeah, so I was actually writing this 15-page paper, and I've always got to have some noise in the background, and so I just put on a movie, and I heard a lot of people talking about it. My sister had mentioned it. It was called War Room,
Ah,
and
yes, that's what it was.
yeah, and so I just, I'm on my computer, I'm typing away, and I just happened to look up at the screen. And that's when I saw the picture, and I pressed pause, and I took a picture of it, and I said, I gotta text this to you. But then I'm like, Saturday night, I know you're having your Cosmos, so I'll save it for in the morning. So I sent you the text in the morning, and it was pretty interesting because, essentially, if you've never seen the movie, I can't really give you too much behind the premise of it because, as I mentioned, I was doing a few other things.
Mm.
But when I looked up, what I had noticed is that this older lady had a wall of answered prayers, and she had a plaque and it was framed, and she just wrote all the different things that she had asked, her higher power, God, what have you, her source for, that ended up coming into fruition. And I thought it was a great tie-in with the fact that we're always talking about, where we're going in life, and having those vision boards done, and really being able to see, exactly where we want to go in the future. But I thought, well, how come we don't have a vision accomplished board that shows all the successes, all of the things that we committed to, all the things that we kept our word to ourselves on, that we accomplished, and that we were super proud of ourselves for? How do we find a way to tie in all those things as a constant reminder to drive out the fear-based, ideas, thoughts, things that just kind of go through our heads, while we're, personally developing ourselves, and find a way to tie that in with the future and with all the things that we're looking to do. And so that's kind of why I had sent that text. I said, wow, that to me was so captivating. I mean, I paused the button, I took a picture, I just stared at it for a long time because for me, my past successes
Oh my
are
God.
huge. Those are the things that I totally just thrive off of. And I know that a lot of times we're kind of taught to think that, when you live in those past successes and in those previous accomplishments, that you can never move forward. And for a long time, I was always, that was always drilled into my head. And I said, well, how can we utilize it to go through this journey and utilize it to get us towards this future success that we're looking for? But by having that there to be able to show us, hey, listen, you did accomplish this. You did set out on a mission, and you got it. Because those things, for me personally, were huge. Those are the things I still think about to this day, and those are the things that I feel that Vision Accomplished Board would do. So that's how that worked.
And this is actually phenomenal, and it's just so funny. I think, you'll always hear us, I think every week people will hear us say, it's just so funny how connected we are. Like it's the Gemini thing, that
Yeah.
we're just connected. And always the story of how Mel and I met is always a good one. You guys can ask for sure. And we're definitely going to have takeaways for you from this call because, first and foremost, War Room is a phenomenal movie about the power of prayer. And for me, what came up this weekend, which I always tell people, Sunday is my first day. And that's the day where I prepare myself for the week. That's the day where I spend time with God, right? You had said whichever word we call it. And I went today live on Facebook saying, you can call it whatever you'd like. I have to call it God. Right. It's God. So Sunday is my God day. And you get your messages, you get your word from the Bible. That's where it comes from for me. And the whole message yesterday was, believing in the promises that you were given, believing in something better is to come. And I always say life is happening for you, not to you. Everything that's occurring in life is happening for you. And there was a specific example today. I cannot remember who the coach was, but it was very specific today where we were like, oh my God, this is totally happening for you. And it's so you can get to that other point and completely understand what it's like to go through something and actually help other people. Yeah. So that's first and foremost. And that movie, War Room, and that vision accomplished board that you're seeing, and her, as I'm looking, I think it's called Answered Prayers. You had sent it to me. And that to me is really building faith and belief and reminding you it's been done before, it'll be done again. Absolutely. It's been done before, it'll be done again. And I think that's where the link is between, the question that you asked, how can we utilize this to move ourselves forward? Or towards the visions in our heart, in our mind, in our soul, the things that, we want and desire for our life with purpose, of course. I believe the authenticity and integrity and purpose is super important, yeah. But I believe that's the answer. It's happened before, it can happen again. And here is what occurred to me this morning. Sure enough, one of the priming videos that I do from Tony Robbins, where we wake up in the morning and we visualize the one, or Miracle Morning. I always have to give like little takeaways. So Miracle Morning, great book, right? Silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, scribe, writing.
Awesome.
So just savers. If you guys have to ask or you need to pause, do it again. It's called Savers, the Miracle Morning. That's a ritual. He does it in like 6 minutes, I want to say. 6 or 7 minutes. Tony Robbins will do an hour of power. Us powerhouses will do a power hour or a power half an hour, like whatever it is. You set aside that time. And I was doing my priming this morning, and the technique was called emotional stacking. And I said, son of a gun, this is what Mel is talking about. Like, how crazy is it? And that's when you sit there and you start to think the power of your mind. Mm-hmm. And how, Mel can plant a seed. Somebody can plant a seed and you don't even realize it, but that seed has been planted. And sure enough, my fingers went to the emotional stacking, or the emotional flooding. Yeah. It's called. So this answered prayers list is emotional flooding. And the technique is where Tony Robbins will have you recall a memory.
Yeah.
And a lot of coaches will have you recall the times of your success. And when I do my emotional stacking and flooding, and when it comes to accomplishments, the first one that I always think of is when I graduated. For high school, I remember having a feeling, but when I graduated college and then grad school, and then, launching a business and getting certified for yoga, and then starting another business and buying a home, yeah, you have to feel on fire for that stuff. So there is magic to that. There is magic to that, but that's what I wanted to talk about. And I want you guys to Google emotional stacking and emotional flooding.
I love that.
I don't know, have you ever done anything like that before?
Yeah, and the funny thing is I actually put together, it was like a little book. It was almost like a report. I don't even want to say a book. It was like I went to Kinko's and I brought it in and I laminated all this stuff and I just put all of the different things that I had set out to do, because those are the feelings that really just drive me wild. I absolutely love it. I crave those feelings, and you crave those successes in the way that you felt them before, because you know in your heart of hearts you can do it. And one of the things, when and a lot of people that don't know, when I started out my career in real estate as an investor, and my business partner and I, we purchased a total of 23 properties. You know what I mean? That was an amazing feeling. That was an amazing accomplishment. So I documented all of those different properties. All right, I kept the addresses. I knew them by heart. I had pictures of them. When we did our first renovation, and we rehabilitated a property, I mean, from the framework, I mean, broke this thing down to bare bones and really built it right back up. That was huge for me, all right? When I set out to buy my Range Rover, I said, I'm buying a Range Rover. It's my favorite freaking car. I love those trucks. And I was like, I'm going to put $10,000 down. I want it to be silver. I want it to have platinum mirrors. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, platinum tint. It was weird. But anyway, point is, that's what I wanted. And before my 21st birthday, I set out to get it. And in March, 2 months before my 21st birthday, I went and I put $9,000 down. I got to save $1,000. I put $9,000 down on that Range Rover. And that was the happiest day of my life at that point in time, because it was like, wow, I had this on my vision board. I snatched that bad boy off, and I was like, I got it. So those feelings, that excitement, that emotional pleasure that you feel from knowing that you did those things. When we were kind of working on personal development, when you and I met, I told you a lot of the things that I was going through was rebuilding my self-confidence and rebuilding my self-concept, and it took me looking at those bank statements, and those different purchases, and some of those material things, but then also just the emotional part and the things that I said that I was going to do for myself, and how committed and how focused I was on my business and in real estate and in building relationships and helping other investors. There were so many different things. So when you talk about emotional stacking, I've done that so many times, and it's helped me really kind of get over that hurdle of, gosh, can I do this? Am I able to do this? How am I going to do this? Because I've already done it before, and just being able to just kind of hit that on the nail and see that's what I think this Vision Accomplished board is all about. Being able to see those things, if you lost some weight, if you did this, if you whatever the case was, if you travel to a certain place, if you, I don't care, whatever that goal was that you were able to accomplish, having that and putting that to show yourself, hey, wow, this is something that I did before. I definitely can do this again and in an even better way. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's so. To me, that word that comes up is celebrating, and I always take notes. I mean, these are like the most ridiculous notes, but they're meaningful in the sense that it just even talking about it helps solidify it. And every time we get on these phone calls, it really, I think, changes our lives and makes us better coaches and better individuals to show up for the other people that we're working with and pouring into. And what I hear from you is we're celebrating.
Yes.
We're celebrating those accomplishments, and I'm listening to you, and this is that fire that we're talking about. This is that getting fired up, the fire talks, because your entire emotional state has changed as you're recounting these stories of your accomplishments and what you're celebrating and how it makes you feel. So I have to reiterate that, and you said it, right? If it happens before, it will happen again. You can dispel all fear and all doubt and hesitation of, I can't do this. I mean, erase the word can't out of your vocabulary. And something interesting that I'll say, especially for our takeaway, because we promised we would keep this short for everybody today. We have so much to say. We always have so much good stuff to say, but
we're cramming it all in.
we're giving you the really important stuff about, I would rather see people apply this. I want to see people create a Vision Accomplished board, because that concept to me is new, whereas I've done vision boards before, but I've never done a Vision Accomplished board, which would be really cool. What I did, you had said that you made a book.
Yeah.
I would encourage people to, however it comes out to them, but what I do, and it's a little secret, I always have my phone on me. My phone's always, you can see my screensaver is Dennis. Oh, it's gone. It's Dennis and I with a Cosmo in my hands. I am the Cosmo girl. Somebody freaked out on me today. You should, and yes, the last time it happened was when I had mochi. I had one mochi, and Papa freaked out on me. So now today I'd put something Cosmo, like, are you really supposed to be doing that? Don't you think that's wrong to show people? I'm like, no, I think it's right to show people that one Cosmo is okay on a weekend. Like,
right.
Chill, first of all. But my point is, on my phone, I have my notes, and I'll keep my notes, and I actually have one that is the timeline of my entire life. And it's funny because it started way back when, and one of the things that is on my timeline is, you're going to love this, because when a lot of people are reaching for those accomplishments, which you and I may be very well seasoned of the years, the decades of personal development we've done, but I have some clients, and I'm sure you do as well, that really struggle with, I haven't accomplished anything.
Yeah.
Time out, okay? Because I don't know if it was in You're a Badass or whatever the book was, but they said, then start with even when you learn to tie your shoes. Yeah. And it's before I even read that book, I have a very vivid memory of me sitting on my countertop with my dad. He was making pancakes, and I'm sitting on my countertop in my kitchen, and I'm kicking my feet, kicking my feet. And he, stop banging on the cabinet, stop it. But Dad, I need you to tie my shoes. You can tie your shoes. But I can't tie my shoes. I can't. So he showed me how to do it. I learned how to tie my shoes, and then magically right after that, to snap and whistle, all in the same day, all on the countertop. And if I will tell you, right, you are clapping for me, because it's such an accomplishment of like, that to me is fascinating. Like it is, if you're a kid, when you're a kid, and I have this thing where I say, like, see the world through the eyes of a child, in the sense that, like, it's a daily practice for me. Life is a daily practice for all of us, but I constantly am reminding myself to see other people and the world through the eyes of a child, where a lot of people will think I'm very intense, I'm very hyper, and it's like, I just get really excited about little things, and that's probably why I love my life, because, like, honestly, yeah, like these gel highlighter pens, oh my God. Wait, I just want to show you. Hold on, okay? Just hold on, because Juan Wade will understand, okay? Like,
oh my gosh.
Like, I love them, because look at this tip. This stuff glides on your paper like butter. All right. So yes, when I get new highlighters, I get really excited. And granted, I wouldn't necessarily say highlighters are an accomplishment, but when you're like 4 years old or 5 years old or however old I was, to be able to learn to tie your shoes, like to move from Velcro to strings, all right, with no help, plus to snap and whistle in one day is like, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. So this confidence thing started at a very early age, and I go back to that day. But start with that.
Right, that's it. That's all it takes. Starting with those small experiences, and I don't even want to say small. Starting with those big experiences, but just dating back to those kinds of things that you feel your energy shift. And it's funny that you mentioned one, because I think when we were talking and we were doing our like power hour, that was like a power day. I mean, we were just in it. We were in the zone. And when we were talking, and he said, he starts talking martial arts, and he started talking about the show that he loves, and you could see his excitement, and the things that he's learned. And even yesterday when we were out talking, he was showing a buddy of mine something that he's done as far as, just kind of in his recovery. And, he had an injury, and he's just been building himself up, every day, building. And he showed the video, and he's like, yeah, I'm excited. It's just a little something. And I'm like, dude, that is huge. Yeah. That's one of those moments of success. You can film yourself and you can say, wow, I couldn't even barely walk, and now I'm back here, I'm doing this. Celebrate those successes, the determination that you had, the consistency. Those things are huge, humongous. All of that stuff matters, and as you said, just stacking it. And if you think about it, when we build this up, that's unbreakable. When you build
I
that
like
up.
that word. I really like that word.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's why that shift happened, with me. I had to just kind of sit down and, again, a lot of people say, don't think about your past successes. No, I think that it's huge because it does build you up with who you are, who you've been shaped to become, and all of those small experiences, those large experiences, those accomplishments, when you're celebrating those successes, be it daily, writing down one thing you did that day. If you said, hey, listen, I'm going to make sure that I finish everything I need to do by 5 p.m. and you got it done by 5 p.m., that's huge.
Yes.
Celebrate that success, all right?
Yes.
That's just where it starts.
You just reminded me too, and it's funny because again, I said today to a few clients, and then I ended up going live with it. This is such a journey,
Yeah.
and it's listening to these things. I mean, this is a brief, just little dose once a week of personal development where if you can just apply, absorb, apply, absorb, apply, absorb, 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 apply, absorb, but never give up on that journey. You're making me realize too, not only do I have my little journal, it's like a diary, it's in my phone, it's on my iCloud, whatever it is. Every single night at the end of the day, an alarm goes off in my calendar and it's called the debriefing.
Mm.
And that was a technique. I'm going to see if I can read it for you now because it makes me run through the day and the alarm goes off and it says debriefing. Hold on, I'm going to read it to you right now because I do want people to hear examples of how we do this. Like when you had said your book or a vision accomplished board, whether it be pictures or whether it be written down the way that they did this in the war room, every single night at 10 p.m., it's okay. So I'm going to be very vulnerable and I'm going to really read you guys what it actually says in my calendar, and you're either going to love it or not. But it says debriefing. I'm a child of God. I've inherited his blessings. Let me see. What else there is? And then it's a little prayer. Should I share the prayer or should I spare them?
Share the prayer.
Share the prayer. Hopples, I'll share the prayer. So this is my prayer. This is for me. It's just something that, every once in a while, I don't read it every night. I'm not going to lie. But the alarm goes off and at least it makes me say like debriefing, what went well today? And then the prayer that's in there, it says there is no one or no thing that is greater or equal to God, my creator. God is superior to all things and I'm a child of God. I call him my daddy. It's my daddy. I have two daddies. I have the power of Christ resurrected, guiding and protecting over me. He who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. So that was, it changes. And that's not something that's been there from the very beginning, but it always started with what went well. Yeah. And then sometimes because that goes off every night at 10 p.m., what am I doing at 10 p.m.? I'm sitting on the couch, or if I'm still on the computer, or if I'm hanging with somebody, boom, that stuff pops up. And it's like, oh, debriefing, what went well today? Yeah. And I celebrate right then and there all of the things that I said I was going to do, and I did. Absolutely. And if I get into that prayer, hell, that's a beautiful thing. I just said hell and prayer together. Oh, I have theories about hell. I have theories about hell, and since I'm, new to the word, can't tell you specifically what hell is, but I would really truly think that hell is where you feel pain, and I just feel like there's a huge possibility that this living in earth, like with flesh, is hell. So that's another topic for another day. Another topic for another day. Because I don't know everything. I don't.
I love it.
I'm learning.
So
the day that I die.
hey, we all are. I love it. So, keynotes, and key takeaways. Put up a vision accomplished board, or as you said, be it a book, it could be one sheet of paper, whatever it is, just have something to reflect on. And on a daily basis, celebrate your successes. It could be one small thing. It could be 10 huge things. It could be whatever it is, but celebrate those successes. I love how you call it the debriefing, if I could say that. The debriefing, because, I think that's what it's about. Just sitting down and continuing to emotionally stack on those experiences, on the things that have shaped you, on the things that have built you into the beautiful person that you are today. And again, it just all starts with that.
Thanks, yo. No, but that is how we combat those limiting beliefs, which are popping up so much lately. Like as we have these talks, you guys notice that it's coming down to limiting beliefs, like the fear, the doubt. I'm not good enough. I found them yesterday. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. And if I try, I'll fail.
Right.
This is all that fear of not being enough when you are. And to me, I mean, if your heart beats and you want more for your life and you want more for other people, you're a pretty good person.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good person.
Definitely.
Motives and path, we're not going to judge. But you are worthy.
Yeah.
You are worthy, right? I always say we're all diamonds. Some of us just have more coal, like a little more like dirt. And they need to like clean it up a little bit.
Yeah,
that's the personal development. That's right. I like that you said too, daily celebrate this stuff. Even if it comes down to like, wow, maybe gratitude. I'm so thankful I woke up this morning. Well, you know what I did? I helped this person over here. I really connected with this individual there. Like I'm just thinking throughout my day. So actually, hey, let's do this. Debrief me on your day, Mel.
There you go. All right, perfect. So today, I actually brought on board 2 brand new real estate agents, so that was great, company wise. In addition to that, I was able to get home, get changed, and get over here to SCAD, so that I could meet with these guys, and I think that was big because making sure that I've got the time and I've got the balance to do what we're doing here, sharing with you guys, but then also continuing to build my businesses. I actually spoke with a buddy of mine who's like a brother to me, dear to my heart. Got a good conversation in, and that was something that I said I wanted to do, and that was something I kept my word. Got on the phone with him as soon as I left, hopped in the Uber, spoke to him, and just got some of that personal time. And so there was a lot of accomplishments today. So I'm gonna pat myself there on the back.
And was dinner good? Was dinner nice and healthy and clean?
Dinner was amazing. Yep. And so I'm enjoying that. I got pho without the noodles, so it's like the little what do you call it? I don't know what they have. The beef and whatever, but it's good. It's broiled. It's not salty. It's none of that. So very, very clean like that. And then of course got my Starbucks.
I was actually gonna get an espresso today, and I don't know how I avoided it.
Well, I get decaf. I don't add any sugar. I don't add any milk. And that's kind of what I like about it. So I get to indulge, but not go too crazy. But yeah, so that was my day. Again, fantastic Monday.
Good. Yeah, Mondays are the start of the work week.
Yeah.
For me as well, though, when it comes down to focusing and building business and pouring into people, I mean, I will take off on Sundays.
Yeah.
Sundays is definitely my day of rest for Sheezy, and that's how I start my week.
Definitely.
I start it with rest. So
good. And that's your balance in today. So that's one of the huge accomplishments we got to clap, because I mean you've got so many different moving parts in your life as well. So I think that's awesome to be able to get all these things in and be able to get to that point, and when you do debrief and say, wow, I did get all those things done.
It's a nice thing. It helps me a lot to write down a list too, and my particular method lately has been, what are my areas of focus? Mm-hmm. And what do I need to do in each area of focus? And I will teach a lot of people that life wheel. And when it comes to that life wheel, we work at one area at a time, and I think once you've mastered that life wheel, you get to take on more areas. When you become super effective in one and super effective in another and another, and it's like, okay, I could throw like 3 more projects on. And it's even right when we said this text message, it's like we're going to be very focused, and I cannot wait. When is our call? Is our call tomorrow or is it Thursday?
Tomorrow. Yep.
I can't wait.
6 p.m.
I like when you and I just get to talk like you and I, because granted, don't get me wrong, I love these fire talks. Like they're very incredible for my life. But the stuff you and I talk about. We talk about some top secret-ish that people will find out soon enough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
I'm so like, I want to be a spy, like James Bond. When they walk through the wires. What are they? Not the wires. The laser beams.
Oh
and
yeah.
They like crawl through them to go in the museums. Yeah, that's me.
That was Catherine Zeta-Jones in Entrapment. Did you
Yeah.
see that movie?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
exactly
I
what
do that all the time. There's a place by my house where they have it. It's like a kids play zone. So when we take my stepkids, I was like, yo, I want to go in. I
Yeah,
want to go in. I do it all the
that's
time. That and laser tag.
oh, laser tag. Oh, I go crazy with laser tag. I'm a beast. Like, I'm a beast.
No, I am. It's on laser tag
I was gonna
competition.
say, I'm like, now we have to just meet to do laser tag.
Orlando. I think January, February, we're all going to be in Orlando. So I don't know. You guys are making a big reason for us to go to Atlanta, though.
Yeah, we're starting some stuff out here. We are definitely motivated.
So
You know,
exciting.
I had a great meeting with the guys yesterday. They hit it off immediately. You know, I knew their energy was going to be very similar. So, really excited for some of the things that are happening and a few of the different ventures that everyone's. And it's everyone. That's the word I love right now. It's not one person. It's not two people. You and I, or what have you. Everyone is really just excelling. Just taking their businesses, their lives to the next level.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about. You know, just to kind of see those smiles on his face, on my buddy's face. You know, just seeing where their visions were going with everything. That stuff just gives me life. So I'm excited
You,
to hop in that room with them and hear some of the masterpiece stuff that they're coming up with. So
yeah, you are correct. It is. It's contagious. It's
yeah,
contagious. Everyone within our, do I want to say crew, right? Like our circle.
yeah,
And that is no coincidence.
no,
That's what happens when you surround yourself with people who also want to move forward and celebrate their, accomplishments and create more.
yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
no-brainer. So y'all are invited. Y'all are invited. If you're watching, you're invited.
Yeah,
All
there we go.
right. So are we peacing out? We're good. We're gonna go chill for the rest of the night.
Definitely, I'm gonna head in that the other room with them. You know, I really want you guys to share those successes with us. You know, your Vision Accomplished board, whatever it is that you've done that you are just super proud of, share it with us. Let us know. You know, you make that board, take a picture of it, and post it for us. I'm excited to see some of the different accomplishments and things that you guys, amazing people, have done.
Yes,
So love
I
you.
love it. I love it. We love you guys. Mel, I love you a ton, my millionaire.
Love it.
Millionaire. All
Yes.
right, tell Juan and all them I said what up. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay?
perfect.
All right, bye guys.
You guys.
Bye.